యుద్ధం ఇది మేధాయుద్ధం, మేధావుల మధ్య జరిగే భీకర పోరాటం. యుద్ధం ఇది మేధాయుద్ధం, మేధావుల మధ్య జరిగే భీకర పోరాటం. రాజు మంత్రి ఏనుగొంటె సిపాయులను కదిలిస్తూ, జిరాఫీ గుర్రాలను ఎగిరిస్తూ. రాజు మంత్రి ఏనుగొంటె సిపాయులను కదిలిస్తూ, జిరాఫీ గుర్రాలను ఎగిరిస్తూ. గెలుపు కొరకు ఆడే నవ భారతమేదో పోరాటం. జిరాఫీ చెస్సు మేధాయుద్ధం, జిరాఫీ చెస్సు మేధాయుద్ధం. యుద్ధం 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 ఇది మేధాయుద్ధం, మేధావుల మధ్య జరిగే భీకర పోరాటం.
Fighting with the swords gone, playing with the brain on. Let's play Giraffe Chess Hattrick League Season 3.
International Giraffe Chess Federation presents Hattrick League Season 3 between 10 Proddatur teams. Hello everyone, welcome to India's new 68 squared Giraffe Chess Academy Proddatur, and welcome to the live telecast of no draws, no resigns, only win or lose in just 70 moves Giraffe Chess Hattrick League 2024 Season 3. Let us watch Giraffe Chess Hattrick League 39th match between Proddatur Chiruthas versus Proddatur Jaguars team. Each team consists of 3 players. Whoever team all outs opponent to all 3 players is the match winners. Let us see the toss at the center of the court.
Okay, what you will select? Tail is the call from Proddatur Chiruthas. What you do? Heads. Toss won by the Proddatur Jaguars. So what you will select? Black. Proddatur Jaguars. They won the toss and elected to play first game.
And in toss, Proddatur Jaguars team, they won the toss and elected to play on black side. And here is the both teams lineup. For Proddatur Jaguars team, Nandan Sai is the opener and Vignesh is the second player and Sinu comes to play as third player. And for Proddatur Chiruthas team, Revant is the opener, Suras is the second player and Jigneshwar comes to play as third player. Now, let us watch first game of the match between Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant versus Proddatur Jaguars team opening player Nandan Sai. Let us see among these 2 players who will win this game and who will do hat-trick and who will be the hat-trick hero of today's great match. Let us watch. Let us move on to the court. 2 times hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant is ready to play on white side. Let us see on other side of the court. 2 times hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Jaguars team opening player Nandan Sai is ready to play on black side.
Now we can see both players are ready to start game 1 of the match. Black side player Nandan Sai is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 1 started.
Pawn to e4, pawn to d6, pawn to d3, knight to c6, knight to c3, knight to f6, giraffe to e3, pawn to d5, giraffe capture knight at f6, giraffe captured giraffe at f6, knight capture pawn to d5, pawn to e6, knight capture giraffe at f6, queen capture knight at f6, queen to f3, Queen capture queen at f3. Knight capture queen at f3. Knight to b4. King to d1. Bishop to d7. Pawn to c3. Knight to c6. Pawn to d4. Pawn to f6. Giraffe to d3. Knight to d8. Pawn to e5. Pawn to f5. Pawn to g4. Pawn captured pawn at g4. Giraffe captured pawn at g4. Pawn to c6. Pawn to c4. Pawn to h5. Giraffe to d3. Rook to c8. Pawn to d5. Pawn capture pawn at d5. Pawn capture pawn at d5. Pawn capture pawn at d5. Bishop to g5. Knight to e6. Giraffe capture knight at e6. Bishop capture giraffe at e6. Bishop to d2. Bishop to g4. Bishop to e2. Giraffe to c6. Rook to c1. Giraffe to f5. Rook capture rook at c8 and check to black king. King to d9. Rook to c7. Giraffe to g2 and check to white king. King to e1. Bishop to e9. Rook capture pawn at b7. Bishop capture knight at f3. Bishop capture bishop at f3. Giraffe to d3. Bishop capture pawn at d5. King to c8. King to e2. Rook to d8. Rook to c1 and check to black king. King to d9. Bishop to f7 and check to black king. Rook to e8. Bishop capture rook at e8 and check to black king. King capture bishop at e8. Rook to c8 and check to black king. King to d9. Rook to a8. Giraffe to a4. Rook capture pawn at a7. Giraffe to d5 and check to white king. King to e3. Bishop to b6 and check to white king. King to e4. Bishop capture rook at a7. Rook capture bishop at a7. King to c8. King capture giraffe at d5. Pawn to g5. King to e6. King to d8. Bishop capture pawn at g5. King to e8. Rook to a8 and check to black king. King to d9. King to e7. King to e9. Bishop to h6 and check to black king. King to
Now Revant
e9.
immediately moved his rook to d8,
Rook to d8.
and said check to black king. It is not only check, it is a checkmate win to Revant. What a superb checkmate win to Revant. Nandan Sai out. Proddatur Jaguars team opening player Nandan Sai out. And with this win, Revant, he won the first game and still need 2 more wins to do hat-trick and become hat-trick hero of today's great match.
Now, let us watch second game of the match between Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant versus Proddatur Jaguars team second player Vignesh. Let us see among these two players who will win this game and who will do hat-trick and who will be the hat-trick hero of today's great match. Among these two players, Revant already won the first game and now playing for winning second game. Let us watch what will happen. Let us move on to the court. 2 times hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant is ready to play on black side. Let us see on other side of the court. 2 times Hattrick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Jaguars team second player, Vignesh is ready to. Now we can see both players are ready to start. Game 2 of the match. Black side player Revant is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 2 started.
Pawn to d3, pawn to e5, knight to f3, pawn to d6, bishop to e3, giraffe to f6, bishop to d2, knight to c6, pawn to e3, giraffe to c5, bishop to c3, giraffe to e6, giraffe to g1, giraffe capture knight at f3, giraffe capture giraffe at f3, pawn to d5, pawn to d4, pawn capture pawn at d4, bishop capture pawn at d4, knight capture bishop at d4, queen capture knight at d4, pawn to b6, giraffe to f4, giraffe capture giraffe at f4, queen capture giraffe at f4, pawn to f6, bishop to d3, pawn to g5, queen to a4 and check to blocking, bishop to d7, queen to b3, bishop to g4, bishop to e2, bishop capture giraffe at f3, bishop capture bishop at f3, pawn to c6, castling at king side, queen to d6, knight to d2, pawn to a5, pawn to e4, pawn to a4, queen capture pawn at b6, Pawn capture pawn at e4. Knight capture pawn at e4. Queen to d7. Rook to e1 and check to bishop to e7. Knight to c5. Queen to d8. Queen capture pawn at c6 and check to black king. King to e9. Queen to e6. Pawn to h6. Bishop capture rook at a8. Queen captured bishop at a8. Knight to d7 and check to black king. King to e8. Knight captured pawn at f6 and check to black king. King to f8. Knight capture knight at g8. Queen to d8. Knight captured pawn at h6. Queen to d6. Queen to f7 and check to black king. King to e9. Rook captured bishop at e7 and check to black king. King to d8. Rook to e1. Rook capture knight at h6. Rook to e8 and check to black king. King to d9. Rook to e9 and check to black king. King to c8. Rook to e8 and check to black king. Queen to d8. Rook capture queen at d8 and check to black king. King capture rook at d8. Rook to e8 and check to black king. King to d9.
Now Vignesh immediately
to
moved
d7
his
and check to
queen
black
to
king.
d7 and set check to black king. It is not only check, it is a checkmate win to Vignesh. What a superb checkmate win to Vignesh. Revant out. Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant out. And he lost the hat-trick chance. Whereas Vignesh, he won the first game and still need 2 more wins to do hat-trick and become hat-trick hero of today's great match.
Now, let us watch third game of the match between Proddatur Chiruthas team second player Suraj Kumar versus Proddatur Jaguars team second player Vignesh. Let us see among these two players who will win this game and who will do hat-trick and who will be the hat-trick hero of today's great match. Among these two players, Vignesh already won the first game and now playing for winning second game. Let us see what will happen. Let us move on to the court. 9 times hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Chiruthas team second player Suraj Kumar is ready to play on white side. Let us see on other side of the court. 2 times hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Jaguars team second player Vignesh is ready to play on black side.
Now we can see both players are ready to start game 3 of the match. Black side player Vignesh is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 3 started.
Pawn to d4, pawn to d6, pawn to e3, pawn to e6, pawn to c4, knight to f6, knight to f3, giraffe to g8, knight to c3, pawn to c5, giraffe to g1, pawn capture pawn at d4, pawn capture pawn at d4, bishop to d7, giraffe to d2, knight to c6, bishop to e2, bishop to e7, pawn to b3, giraffe to f5, castling at king side, castling at king side, bishop to d3, giraffe to e8, bishop to b2, pawn to d5, pawn to c5, pawn to b6, pawn capture pawn at b6, queen captured pawn at b6, Giraffe to b1, knight captured pawn at d4, giraffe to e5, knight capture knight at f3, queen capture knight at f3, queen to d4, giraffe capture rook at f8, bishop capture giraffe at f8, knight to a4, queen to b4, queen to g3, giraffe to b7, knight to c3, giraffe to d6, knight to e2, bishop to e7, giraffe to e0, rook to c8, rook to c1, rook to a8, bishop to c3, giraffe captured bishop at c3, Knight capture giraffe at c3. King to f8. Pawn to f4. Bishop to c5 and check to white king. King to h1. Pawn to d4. Knight to e4. Bishop to b6. Knight capture knight at f6. Pawn capture knight at f6. Queen to h4. Pawn to f5. Queen capture pawn at h7. King to e7. Rook to e1. Giraffe to d9, illegal. Giraffe to e8. Queen to h4 and check to black king. King to f8. Bishop to c4. Giraffe to d5. Queen to h8 and check to black king. King to e7. Queen capture rook at a8. Giraffe to a4 and check to white king. King to g1. Pawn to d3. Rook to e3.
Now Vignesh immediately
Bishop
captured the rook
at
at
e3 and check to
and
white king.
said check to white king. It is not only check, it is a checkmate win to Vignesh. What a superb checkmate win to Vignesh. Suraj out. Proddatur Chiruthas team second player Suraj out. And Vignesh with this win he won continuously 2 games and still need one more win to do hat-trick and become hat-trick hero of today's great match.
Now, let us watch fourth game of the match between Proddatur Chiruthas team last player Jigneshwar Reddy versus Proddatur Jaguars team second player Vignesh. Let us see who will win this game. If Vignesh wins this game, it will be hat-trick to the Vignesh and he will be the hat-trick hero of today's great match and his Proddatur Jaguars team won the match. If Jigneshwar Reddy wins this game, Match will be tied with 2-all games and go for 5th game for result. Let us move on to the court. One-time Hattrick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Chiruthas team last player Jigneshwar Reddy is ready to play on black side. Let us see on other side of the court. 2 times Hattrick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Jaguars team second player Vignesh is ready to play on white side.
Now we can see both players are ready to start game 4 of the match. Black side player Jigneshwar is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 4 started.
Pawn to d3, pawn to e5, pawn to e3, pawn to d5, knight to f3, pawn to f6, bishop to e2, bishop to g4, pawn to d4, pawn to e4, knight to d2, bishop capture bishop at e2, queen capture bishop at e2, pawn to f5, pawn to c4, pawn to c6, pawn to c5, pawn to b6, pawn to b4, pawn capture pawn at c5, pawn capture pawn at c5, pawn to g6, pawn to f3, pawn capture pawn at f3, knight capture pawn at f3, giraffe to e6, knight to d2, giraffe to h5, castling at king side, queen to d7, giraffe to d3, queen to f7, knight to c3, queen to f6, knight to f3, knight to d7, queen to f2, bishop to e7, queen to g3, knight to b8, queen to c7, knight to a6, queen capture pawn at c6 and check to black king, queen capture queen at c6, giraffe capture queen at c6, knight to f6, giraffe to d3, knight to e4, pawn to h3, knight to g3, rook to e1, king to f7, giraffe to e0, bishop to d8, king to h2, bishop to c7, knight to e5 and check to black king, bishop capture knight at e5, pawn capture bishop at e5, knight to e4, knight capture knight at e4, giraffe capture knight at e4, king to g3, pawn to g5, pawn to h4, pawn to h6, bishop to b2, rook to g8, giraffe to h1, pawn capture pawn at h4 and check to white king, king capture pawn at h4, rook capture pawn at g2, bishop to a3, rook to g8, pawn to c6, rook to g4 and check to white king.
Now
Giraffe capture
Jigneshwar
rook
immediately
at
captured
g4.
giraffe at
Rook capture
g4 and set check to white king. It is not only check, it is a checkmate win to Jigneshwar. What a superb checkmate win to Jigneshwar. Vignesh out. Proddatur Jaguars team, second player Vignesh out. A great disappointment for the Vignesh. He lost the hat-trick chance.
Let us watch most important match winning deciding fifth game of the match between Proddatur Chiruthas team last player Jigneshwar Reddy versus Proddatur Jaguars team last player Sinu. So far, both teams won 2 games. Now, whoever team player wins this 5th game, they are the match winners. Let us watch what will happen. Let us move on to the court. One-time Hattrick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Chiruthas team last player Jigneshwar Reddy is ready to play on right side. Let us see on other side of the court. One-time Hattrick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Jaguars team last player Srinu is ready to play on black side. Now we can see both players are ready to start. Game 5 of the match. Black side player Srinu is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 5 started.
Pawn to e4, pawn to e6, pawn to f3, queen to e7, pawn to b3, pawn to f6, bishop to a3, queen to d8, bishop to b2, knight to e7, pawn to g3, pawn to d6, bishop to b5 and check to black king, pawn to c6, bishop to f1, bishop to d7, bishop to d3, giraffe to g8, bishop to f1, knight to d9, pawn to g4, knight to c7, bishop to c3, giraffe to b8, pawn to b4, knight to d8, giraffe to e3, bishop to e7, pawn to f4, knight to f8, pawn to f5, pawn capture pawn at f5, pawn capture pawn at f5, pawn to h6, bishop to h3, bishop to c8, bishop to g2, giraffe to d7, pawn to d3, knight to d8, knight to d2, queen to c7, bishop to d4, giraffe to a6, queen to e2, knight to d7, bishop to h3, knight to f8, knight to f3, queen to d8, giraffe to b1, knight to h7, giraffe to c4, knight to e9, giraffe to h4, pawn to g5, giraffe to g1, bishop to f8, queen to f2, giraffe to e7, bishop to c3, bishop to d9, knight to d4, giraffe capture knight at d4, bishop capture giraffe at d4, bishop to e7, bishop capture pawn at a7, giraffe to d7, bishop to b6, queen to c8, giraffe capture giraffe at d7, knight capture giraffe at d7, queen to e2, knight capture bishop at b6, giraffe to d0, queen to d7, queen to e3, knight to c8, knight to c4, pawn to d5, pawn capture pawn to d5, pawn capture pawn to d5, knight to b6, bishop capture pawn at b4 is illegal. Knight capture knight at b6, queen capture knight at b6, bishop to d8, queen to e3, bishop to e7, castling at king side, rook to c8, rook to e1, castling at king side, rook to d2, rook to e8, queen to d4, bishop to a3 and check to white king, king to d1, rook capture rook at e1 and check to white king, king capture rook at e1, rook to e8 and check to white king, king to d1, knight to f8, bishop to g2, queen captured pawn at f5, Bishop captured pawn to d5, king to g7, giraffe to g1,
Now Srinu immediately
Queen
moved
to
his queen to f1 and set check to
and
white
check to
king.
white king
It is
and
not
set
only check,
checkmate.
it is a checkmate win to Srinu. What is superb checkmate win to Srinu. Jigneshwar out. Proddatur Chiruthas team last player Jigneshwar out. And Srinu with this win, crucial win, 5th game, he won the game and makes his team won the match.
Giraffe Chess Hattrick League 2024 Season 3. Let us see match number 39. Proddatur Chiruthas vs Proddatur Jaguars match scorecard. In game 1, Proddatur Chiruthas player Revanth outs Proddatur Jaguars player Nandan Sai by checkmate in 48 moves. In game 2, Proddatur Jaguars player Vignesh outs Proddatur Chiruthas player Revanth by checkmate in 41 moves. Whereas in game 3, Proddatur Jaguars player Vignesh outs Proddatur Chiruthas player Suraj by checkmate in 40 moves. In game 4, Proddatur Chiruthas player Jigneshwar outs Proddatur Jaguars player Vignesh by checkmate in 39 moves. Here Vignesh lost greatest hat-trick opportunity. Whereas in game 5, Proddatur Jaguars player Sinu outs Proddatur Chiruthas player Jignesh by checkmate in 54 moves. And here is the finally Proddatur Jaguars team won the match by all outs Proddatur Chiruthas team in 5 games. And here is the points table of Giraffe Chess Hattrick League 2024 Season 3. Let us see what are the top 4 teams after finishing off 39 matches. Proddatur Spartans team with 14 points stands on first position. Proddatur Chiruthas team with 12 points stands on second position. Proddatur Jaguars team with 12 points stands on third position. Proddatur Kings team with 10 points stands on fourth position. Each team after playing 9 matches, final points are calculated for top 4 positions. Top 4 teams only qualify for the final playoffs.
ఇది మేధా యుద్ధం యుద్ధం ఇది మేధా యుద్ధం మేధావుల మధ్య జరిగే భీకర పోరాటం యుద్ధం ఇది మేధా యుద్ధం